That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
What does it mean to be a part of the Southeastern Conference? That you paint your body, your car, and your dog your school colors? Maybe. But it means more than that. It means your alumni network includes the state, the country, and beyond. It means your school ring doubles as your resume. And yeah, you better believe it means more titles, like doctor, CEO, and your honor. Because this is the SEC. And here, it just means more. What does it mean to be part of the Southeastern Conference? That yours is the only conference with its own chant? Well, yes, but it means more than that. It means a study abroad program that might include reforestation in a mangrove swamp in Australia. It means finding your calling, your future spouse, your startup's co-founders, and of course, grilling tongs that play your fight song. This is the SEC, and here, it just means more.
1 in 3 adults in America have prediabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Years 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mom my. In other words, my mom has been living with type 2 diabetes for almost 10 years. So together, we want to say to the 84 million Americans at risk, exercise and healthy eating can help reverse prediabetes. Start by taking a simple 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Bet he can't say that in reverse.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. I know your accident is the real thing, and they happen to real people.
I'm attorney Justin Lackey. There's a lot of talk right now about bigger, but when you've had a wreck, is bigger better?
I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. Do you want to be just a case number?
With offices in Huntsville and Scottsboro, we take the time to help.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4-RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Tom Abraham here from my friends at All About Water, LLC. Look, those spring and summer rains are going to hit at some point. And when they do, you need Ryan at All About Water to help you deal with keeping it away from your foundation or doing damage on your property. Now, his background is in fluid dynamics, and that assures you that they can handle any job, including building and maintaining a pond or any other sort of water feature. Learn more at allaboutwaterllc.com. That's allaboutwaterllc.com.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
NASCAR Road Course Racing in Sonoma on Sunday. It's the Toyota Save Mart 350. Shane Van Gisbergen -160. Tyler Reddick, Connor Zillich both +850. Kyle Larson 9-1. And Ryan Blaney 14-1. In the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race on Saturday at Sonoma, SVG plus 105, Connor Zilic plus 175, Brent Cruz plus 850, Austin Hill 16-1. Braves swept by the Padres yesterday. They're visiting the Giants tomorrow to open up a weekend series. The Braves are the minus 155 series favorite, Giants plus 125. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You need to be more like a dog.
Like what you guys are doing. You've got your fingertip on the pulse of your listeners. You guys know what they're talking about.
Be a dog.
God bless the show. You are the Messiah.
We need more dogs.
This is the best show on radio.
The big dog, Thom Abraham, is here with you.
Hey, I see you. I see you, dog.
So settle in and get your bark on.
That's my dog.
Now live. Here he is, the big dog.
Let's go, baby!
Thom Abraham.
How you doing? 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 How you doing?
Look, I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
Do you know who I am?
I mean, that guy sounds like El McPherson farting into Miles Davis' trumpet.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond? Get off my
I have to drag my Yankee ass out of here.
And good morning, everyone, and welcome to a Throwback Thursday in the Doghouse. Throwback Thursday means throwback music throughout the show. And look, it's up to the producers in the control room, Grasshopper and the Bandyman. It's up to them where we're going to go with the throwback music. I have no idea. Honestly, I don't have any input. Every once in a while, I have a little bit of an idea on it. But, pretty much it's up to them to come up with the wherever they're going to go, whether there's a theme or not or wherever it's going to be. I don't know. We got a little bit of everything in the show for you today, from the college football to NFL football to the police blotter. And get this, I even got an WNBA note in here. I don't know if we'll get to it. I don't know how far down on the list it is. It's just a blurb. May get it in there. We'll see. Maybe not. And coming up at the bottom of the hour, one of my favorite college sports guys, Justin Ferguson, will join us from the Auburn Observer. And at the top of the 11, former NFL Executive of the Year, Jeff Diamond, is in. He is brought to you by our friends at Valley Equipment Rental. Not just for the contractor, for everybody. It's Valley Equipment Rental. You, the homeowner, you got these projects that you're doing. It's project season. This is the best time to do projects because, you got all the college stuff is over with. It's just Major League Baseball every night now. Got a soccer tournament that's going on, I heard. But for the most part, you know what happens? I mean, your weekends are pretty open right now. Got holiday coming up with the Independence Day, 250. You got all of that kind of stuff going on. You got a little time off coming up. This is the time to get your projects done because once the football season starts, your weekends are going to be, it's going to be a little tough to get you off the couch, maybe. So, Valley Equipment Rental. With their two locations, North and South Parkway. And yes, they'll take care of you folks as well in Winchester. They are that good. Anyway, he's coming up a little bit later on at the top of the 11. Phone lines are open for those who want to jump in. This is a great time to do it. You're like, wait a minute, why would I get on the line now? Because you can. I'm toying with a little bit of a revamp in the way I opened the show to give an opportunity to get some callers in earlier, if you will, and try and keep the show a little bit on path. So if you want to use the phone lines, you can do it. You can contribute at 256-5764-977. That will get you into the show. On the air with me. Good wherever and however you consume the show. We got a text window. That's open as well. We'll read and react to those on the air. 7329TA show. 732-982-7469. That works as well. And finally, you can watch the show as well. You can catch it at WZZN TV is where you'll find it I assume that it has been, I don't know 100%, but I assume that it'll be posted here momentarily because I haven't seen it posted yet. But as soon as it is, I'll repost it at Thom Abraham Show. Is where you get. Sometimes it's a little bit slow coming in, but you can check that out as well. Back in Mission Control, the gang is all here. The Bandyman is in there. Bailey Lowry on the video production, while the Grasshopper to Baby A produces.
I'm the producer of this show. If I didn't step up, you're nowhere. I'd put this thing together out of spit and polish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
I have a sentimental weakness for my children, and I spoil them, as you can see. They talk when they should listen.
Give me back my son!
I don't like violence, Thom. I'm a businessman.
I'm telling you, there's an embarrassing press conference in that kid's future.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Do you hear the grasshopper, which is at your feet?
Old man, how is it that you hear these things?
Young man, how is it that you do not?
As quickly as you can, snatch the pebble from my hand. When you can take the pebble from my hand, it will be time for you to leave.
So did you have to, Grasshopper, did you have to cuff the Bandyman in the back of the head to get him to post a show on the X or what?
No. There's some things that, he's still trying to get the motions with, but, we work it, we get it, all that stuff.
Yeah, I hear you. So you finally did it. You finally broke down and watched Caddyshack. I understand last night. You finally checked out the Caddyshack?
Yeah, I did. It was what I expected from a 1980s film about golf and caddies. But two things really stuck out.
Yeah.
And that's all she wrote.
What are the two things that stuck out? What the heck am I looking at now?
That's all she wrote.
What is he doing?
Great movie, though. Great movie. It was a very good summer flick. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Bill Murray, hilarious. I think everything he said in that movie was improv. And on top of that, it was good vibes. Very good vibes. Whenever they were all playing that foursome, I was just like, this is very relatable. Very relatable.
Anybody who's ever watched the movie, all right, anyone who has ever watched that movie and it plays golf, at some particular point in time will go to line up a putt and go, no. So now you gotta watch.
I didn't see. There's that guy. I did not understand if he was like a pro athlete, like if he always played golf overseas, and that's why he was getting that money. I don't know.
No, he was just the best. He's just the best player at the club.
But
that's all he
broke down. He can't play. He can't play in the big money match. Like what's going on?
No, that's what it was. He was the best player at the club, but he's not clutch. He can't. That's why he has to kind of like, when the big moments come in, he has to do that to kind of get his head right. The next thing you got to watch is Animal House. Have you ever seen Animal House?
No.
Oh, my gosh, you've never seen Animal House? You got to see Animal House, man. It's another classic.
I already got so much homework that I have to work on. Oh, yeah. I have seen some clips from Animal House.
Let me tell you something. It's coming. I played late yesterday afternoon with son Tommy.
Without me.
Without you. At the beautiful Bear Trace. It's so plush out there, man. It's coming. I'm dialing things in. Look, still no distance off the tee. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have my buddy Billy hit my driver, and I'm going to hit his driver because I want to see if there's an equipment issue. We're playing the same ball. But he blasts it way past me, and my swing, something's not right off the tee. But I was in play every single tee ball. I mean, I only hit one or two balls off not in the fairway, but they were just off the rough. So, when you're in play off the tee, even if you're short, you can play. But I'm starting to dial things in. I'm hitting the 8-iron about 140 now. It's not like back in the day when I used to hit it 150, 155, but still 140 8-irons. Did not make a putt, meaning did not make a putt over 4 feet. So I didn't make any putts. Had 4 birdie putts of 15 feet or less that had knocked the ball in there pretty good on approach shots. Did not make a putt, had 2 shipwrecks, just played 9, had 2 shipwrecks and shot 45. I mean, I was on my way to 40, 41. I mean, it's starting to come. It's starting to come in, man. This is the most golf. Now I've played 3 times. This is the most golf that I've played in a year in many, many years.
I love it.
And I'm telling you, it's starting to come in.
Do you think that you could beat the natural one-on-one?
The natural? Oh, I beat him like a rented mule last night. What are you talking about? Oh, he can. My heart aches for him because he's a great athlete, Tommy, but he's still fighting a baseball swing, and so he can pound the ball, but he doesn't know where it's going. Sometimes he doesn't have a lot of touch, but when it comes to playing the game, being a player, I told him just play from my tees, just play from the old man tees here. He's like, no, that's not right. I hit the ball so much farther than you. I said, yeah, but I'm a much better player. I mean, player, as far as scoring.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I told him, I said, you can lay off a little bit, because I think it's his strength that he's just pushing, he's forcing it a little too much. He can still play at the same tees, and if he just laid off maybe 3, 4, 5%, I think he could keep it in the fairway.
He's got the club straight up in the air and his backswing instead of parallel to the ground. He's not breaking his wrists enough. I mean, there's things. Look, I can't play the game anymore, but I can teach the game. And so that's my goal, is to get him and you playing better golf. And if Joe played consistently, if he just played, he'd be fine. But it's coming. I'm just telling you right now, it's coming. If I keep playing, and I intend to, if I keep playing, it's coming. Okay. And Junkyard Babe's going off on a little 7 or 8 day trip up to see her sisters in New York coming up in about 2 weeks. I might play 3 times that week. I'm just saying. Could happen.
You got to at least get me down there once to play with you.
You come on anytime you want. You can come up anytime you want.
How about you come down and you can play at my home course?
I want to come play at Cherokee. I am playing. I absolutely will play Cherokee Ridge. Absolutely will play Cherokee Ridge during when she's gone.
Okay.
There's no doubt about it that I will play Cherokee Ridge on the Tuesday that she's gone. I'll bring my sticks after the staff meeting, right on down there. And I'm really excited. Tomorrow I head out to Lynn Layton Ford to pick up my new Lynn Layton Ford F-150 that I am stoked about, man. Those guys worked with me. We got the deal right. I gave them my budget. I said, this is my budget. I have to be in this budget. And they made it happen. And they gave me the price. And when they got done giving me the price, I'm like, okay. And then I start thinking about, well, there's these fees and everything else. Oh, it's Lynn Layton Ford. There are no hidden fees. There are no doc fees for writing up the paper. Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's right. I don't have to pay $600 to have them print out my contract. It's Lynn Layton Ford. I'm paying what I'm paying.
Wait, but this is just the Thom Abraham special, right?
No.
What?
This is for everybody. No one pays a doc fee at Lynn Layton Ford. I mean, that's the beauty of the whole thing. Yeah. And I am stoked. I am stoked for my new truck because I didn't think I was going to be able to get there. And I left and I'm like, man. And then I got a call back from my buddy Bobby White and he says, get your butt down here. We got your truck ready to go. I'm like, all right. So I am very, very happy about the new rig. And I can't wait to sit in the driveway and figure out all the little stuff on the screen and everything else like that. It's got like a 12-inch screen in there. I got to figure out all of that kind of good stuff. I have multiple items to get to on the show today. The new NCAA rule change regarding eligibility. 5 years to play 5 seasons and have at it. That's it. But you are only eligible for the 5 years after high school graduation or 5 years after your 19th birthday. Your high school graduation or your 19th birthday starts the clock. So eligibility is capped at 24 years old. Now, I don't know what happens if you turn 24 in the middle of a season. If you get to finish, I would assume. But this whole thing was announced yesterday, and within hours, the first lawsuit was filed on behalf of 15 basketball players that have exhausted their 4 years of eligibility and are under the age limit still, but they're not grandfathered in. They're like, whoa, why don't I get a fifth year? You're costing me NIL money. There are a lot of implications here that I'm going to get into. What happens to the 30-year-old punter from Australia? You know, John, how all these college teams had these guys, 27-year-old punters that came over from Australia? That's gone. That's gone. Red shirt, gone. No more red shirt. No more medical red shirt, except for in extreme cases. I mean, there's a hockey element to this whole thing as well that I get into. But all of that stuff, no more 25-year-old player coming over from Europe. No, that's gone. That LSU, signing these guys that were going to come over from Europe that are 25, gone. College is going to be played by college-age people. And there's positives here. 5 years. If you're a college sport fan and these guys are getting paid, we actually are going to have an opportunity to enjoy these teams and these players for 5 years on a team. There's actually going to be more consistency, I think. There's some good things about that. Other things that we'll get to, the SEC Network primetime broadcast lineup, shakeup, broadcaster shakeup. Tom Hart, Jordan Rogers moving to ESPN games as opposed to SEC Network only games. Cole Kublik looks like moves to the daytime, moves from the primetime SEC Network game to the daytime SEC Network game. At least that's what I'm understanding, and I have not talked to Cole, but that's what I'm understanding. Cole's a good friend, but I have not talked to him. Item 3, umpires in decline. I'll get to that. Item 4, amateur golf status. It's kind of an antiquated system, to be totally honest with you. I mean, we had 5 amateurs in the U.S. Open that did not go. Jackson Coyven, the kid from Auburn, he finished 23rd, $181,000, doesn't get the money. Ryder Cowan, the kid from Oklahoma, finished tied 23rd, $181,000, doesn't get the money. Miles Russell, $101,000, doesn't get the money. The 5 amateur players combined for $560,000 worth of prize money, and they got nothing. They got pound rocks. They don't get a thing out of that deal because of to maintain amateur status. In this day and age of NIL, I mean, really? We're not going to pay Jackson Coyven his $181,000 that he won so that he can maintain amateur status? Now, it's not a college thing. It's a golf thing to maintain your amateur status as a golfer. I don't know that pay him the $181,000, he can keep playing for Auburn. Not that he's going to, because he's going to the... All right, so those are some of the things that are on the topics today. The Phillies closing in on the scuffling Braves. That's unbelievable. ABS update on that. Got some things to get into there as well. We'll try and hit as many of these topics as possible. Let's knock some calls out. In order of the longest wait, we go to Virginia with Philip. Philip, welcome to the show. How are you?
Well, I'm better knowing that Grasshopper finished his homework.
Yeah, he did. He wasn't real. He was sending me texts during the movie. He's like, what am I watching? It's like 2.5 hours of his life that he can't get back. I don't know that he enjoyed it the way we enjoyed it, but I also don't know, back in the day when we were watching it, that's one of those movies that gets better if you have a couple of pops, if you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Movies were also very different back then. So
yeah, well, it was.
They were real. Yeah, they were real. Like real actors. Like not a bunch of special effects.
What do they call that, John? That's the TGI?
CGI, yeah.
CGI?
There's no CGI in that movie.
There was no CGI in that movie, I can tell you that, baby.
The freaking rat or whatever the freaking thing was.
Oh, that's true. The gopher. The gopher.
That was a puppet.
The gopher,
that was a puppet.
The gopher wasn't real.
It
was some guy with his hand in the
So, just to verify, what happened when Judge Schmelz had his boat christened by his wife?
The front of it fell off.
Good job by you.
And then it got destroyed by an anchor. It was great. It was just great.
No, it got destroyed by Rodney Dangerfield's boat. Drops his anchor right out.
His anchor right through. I was thinking, his boat's fine. It's going to be great. And then he drops it. And I'm just like, I hated that guy. I did not like that guy.
I love him. That was my favorite guy. How about his golf bag? Did you love his golf bag with the cooler in there and it presses the button and the club comes out?
Golf bag was ridiculous.
I'm going to watch it when my wife's out of town. I'm going to watch Caddyshack. I haven't watched Caddyshack in 20 years. I'm going to watch it when my wife's out of town.
So, Grasshopper, what is your overall opinion? I'm not sure who you were saying you didn't like. Was it Judge Schmelz or Rodney Dangerfield?
Dangerfield.
You don't like Rodney Dangerfield?
He was so annoying at times.
Oh my gosh, it's Rodney Dangerfield. See, he doesn't know Rodney Dangerfield. You have to know. You got to look up Rodney Dangerfield and get all of the one-liners and all of that stuff. The
Walking Dead is smoking.
I was an ugly baby when I was born. The doctor slapped me. Slapped my mother.
The movie Easy Money is awesome.
Well, Back to School.
Rodney Dangerfield is the star. Now, it's better than Back to School. Way better than Back to School. Easy Money with who's the little Italian dude that kills everybody in Goodfellas.
Joe Pesci.
Rodney Dangerfield and Joe Pesci are in that. Joe Pesci and Rodney are best friends.
Yeah.
Best movie Rodney ever did. Anyway, I'm glad you watched it.
So you saw it. Yeah.
Dude, when are the Mets going to fire this guy? I mean, come on. What is the deal? How does this manager keep a job?
I don't know. They've lost 5 in a row now, and they're the Braves are trying to let everybody back in this deal, except for the Mets. The Mets just won't take advantage of it. And they say it's the general manager. Thanks for the call, Philip. That's a good job by you on the next somebody's calls out. It was they say it's the general manager more than the manager. I'd say everybody that's ever shaked hands with the general manager ought to go. They just need to clean house. They got the second highest payroll. Only the Dodgers have a higher payroll than the Mets. And that shows you what – I mean, you got to be kidding me. I mean, they're 12 games under 500 with that payroll. Like, you could do that. I mean, the Marlins are 3 games over 500 with a $60 million payroll. The Mets have a $300 million payroll, and they're 12 games under. It's nuts. Billy Batts is up next. Billy, welcome in. Billy's up next.
Brother.
Billy, welcome in.
Hey, brother, what's up?
You are, man.
Hey, I have played golf with you Abraham boys, and you could be really, really good golfer.
I don't know about really, really good, but I could be good enough. It's coming. It's coming. I can be good enough to be respectable. Yeah.
Joe could be good. Tommy doesn't know how to swing slow. That's not in his vocabulary.
Yeah, he swings like he want to hit a home run at everybody. A little touch here, son. A little touch. He a 100-yard shot. He has his 60-degree wedge is his shortest club. He's got a 100-yard shot, and he airmails it by 20 yards. And he goes, I don't understand how I hit it over the green. I said, well, how about a little touch? Take a little something off.
Hey, I got a question for you. I'm going to jump the gun on one of your topics here. I was channel surfing last night, not much to watch. And I came across the WNBA game last night.
Mm-hmm.
I was just for giggles. I'm gonna watch it because ever since I've gotten to know you, I have watched a whole lot more sports, so I can converse with you halfway intelligently on some topics.
Mm-hmm.
What is so negative about the WNBA that people don't want to watch it or just are not interested in it?
Because they can't see now. You're a Tennessee fan, and anybody that's been around a long time in Tennessee and Tennessee fans, they have a big love for women's basketball because of Pat Summitt and how good they were all those years. But here's the biggest thing for me. I think the most athletic-looking thing that a female athlete does is swing a golf club. So I can watch the LPGA, even though I know that they're not hitting it 310 yards and so on. That is a very athletic-looking thing. Tennis, women's tennis, I like watching it. When I watch a women's basketball game, they don't get off the floor, right? They don't, yes, they can shoot and things like that. They don't get off the floor. They're not hanging from the rim. They're not, if you're not hanging from the rim with your tongue hanging out, it's not basketball for me. And when I watch it, the ball movement and so on, and when I watch it, I know that quality, good high school boys teams, because that's what Pat Summitt told me in the past. She always told me she had her team at Tennessee practice against boys basketball teams from Knoxville until they made the rule where you couldn't do that anymore. So she had her team, and I said, how would you do in a regular game against them? And she says, my national championship team would get beaten by a good boys basketball team in Knoxville because they would go around us and over us and so much quicker off the dribble. It just looks slow. It just looks slow. It doesn't look. They don't look athletic. Doing it like they just don't look athletic for me, and a lot of other people.
I was curious because they're scrappy. They make some good plays. They fight for the ball. They get a little overzealous sometimes, especially against some certain players.
Yeah.
But, I just thought it was kind of interesting. I just didn't know why there was such a negative opinion of WNBA with most people that watch sports.
And many of the girls, just be totally honest with you, Billy, many of the girls, they're just not very likable. Many of them are not very likable. There's a lot of whining goes on. As soon as they start, they've been losing $40 million a year in that league for 30 years. They've lost $40 million a year. And then they go nuts. They want more money. They want this. They want that. And it's like, it's just, they're not a real likable lot. I think that's part of it.
I know when Caitlin Clark came on the scene and her with Angel Reese, that little deal there, and now with Bonner, it's kind of interesting.
That was
kind of interesting.
That was my note. My WNBA note was the fact that they did a poster, a 30-year anniversary poster of the WNBA. They put Angel Reese on the post. They had 30 WNBA players over history on this poster. Angel Reese is on the poster. They didn't put Caitlin Clark on the poster. Caitlin Clark has done more for the WNBA than any player in the history of the WNBA, tripled their numbers. She's single-handedly responsible. She's the Tiger Woods of the WNBA. Yeah. She single-handedly made those girls so much money, and they didn't put her on the 30th anniversary poster, and they put Angel Reese, who can't throw the ball in the ocean from inside the arc, and they put her on the thing. Now, it may have been a money thing. That's what I don't know. It might have been something where they were paid to be on there and they couldn't get her on there. Maybe they wanted too much money. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I just thought I'd ask you that because I was curious.
All right. Appreciate you. Looking forward to Saturday. Billy and his wife, me and my wife, it's our anniversary. My wife and I's anniversary Saturday, and they're taking us on the General Jackson Saturday. Which is, we're really looking forward to dinner there. We're going to see their granddaughter perform on the General Jackson. Really stoked for that. Grumpy is next. Grumpy, welcome in. How are you?
Hey, that's the worst looking hat I've ever seen. You buy a hat like that, they'll let you get a free bowl of soup. Looks good on you, though.
Looks good on you, though. Yeah, that's great. I love that. Looks good on you, though.
That's the greatest line, I think. Hey, who called before me? Who was that guy right there?
That was Billy, my boy Billy. I call him Billy Bats. That's Billy from Winchester. Yeah,
Billy, man, that's a great segue, man. And this is why I was calling. He was saying that you kind of watch sports so you can converse with other people about sports. Mm-hmm. And I was going to call it the NAB rule, but I'll call it the Billy rule. So with an NBA game, if I catch the fourth quarter of an NBA game, I felt like I've watched enough to converse with other dudes about a game.
Yep.
Fourth quarter is enough. Okay, so with this soccer game tonight, 90 minutes, 45-minute halves, 15-minute half times. They're averaging around 140 minutes per game, so that's 100 minutes. So let's just cut down a quarter of 100 minutes would be 25 minutes. I don't think I could sit through. Maybe I could, but what is the minimum? What's the dog law minimum on a soccer game that is let's say you're only up by 2 points? Because if you're up by more than 2 goals, I'm not sure I'm watching any of it.
Right.
So let's say it's a 1-goal game. How much do you have to watch at the end of the game to say that you watched it?
If you watched it, it's just a dirty little secret now, because I have to consume so many different things. This is what I do. There's a condensed game version on YouTube. You can see the condensed game version that's between 16 and 18 minutes. And in 16 to 18 minutes of the condensed game, you will see, it's not just like highlights, where you just see a goal. You see them play, they set up, they go back and forth. But it's 16 to 18 minutes, and you feel like you watched the whole game. I watched some baseball games that way. In 20 minutes, 18 to 20 minutes, I can see almost every single pitch of a Braves or Yankees game. Okay? I mean, it's just like all 3 outs of every inning. You'd be surprised how fast you can get through a game. Now, I don't do that with football, because football I just absorb it. I just love it. But I'll tell you what, even the NBA playoffs, when the NBA playoffs were on, I would watch the condensed game, because you're right, most of the action's in the fourth quarter.
I got you, but I'm going to push you for the answer. You don't have access to that. How many minutes at the end of the game do you need to watch to say you watched the game? To say 15, that you can
15.
15. Yeah, I'm thinking 15. 15.
15 minutes. Now, by the way, tonight, for those of you that are, hey, tonight they're playing Turkey. I don't know why they call them Turkey Eye now. What happened to Turkey? I mean, now it's Turkey A or Turkey I, or they put new vowels in there. It's Turkey. Anyway, they play Turkey tonight, the U.S., and it is a meaningless game. The U.S., this is a JV game for the U.S. They cannot change their positioning, so it's really not even worth watching.
Back in the day when I was living at Auburn, there was a guy that used to come around the keg parties, and he was on scholarship down there, a basketball scholarship at Auburn. Mm-hmm. But the scholarship was given out by the girls because they wanted a tall center, because tall girls are hard to find. Mm-hmm. Do you know, are they still allowed to give a male a scholarship to the female team? Is there any bylaws to that? Because it's hard to find a 6'10" girl just to have.
Well, I don't know. She can't play. I mean, I don't know why they would give a scholarship to.
That was for practice. It was for
for practice.
For practice.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know if he can do that or not.
But Auburn used to keep a dude all the time on the women's, and he got to go to school for free, so it was great. Thanks, man.
Well, I appreciate you. All right, speaking of Auburn, let's get the break in here. When we come back, Justin Ferguson from the Auburn Observer. He's up next. So I totally here. I changed the whole first part of the show so that I could fit everything in and get to a break on time, and I still can't do it.
Yeah,
I suck at this radio gig. We'll be back with Ferg next.
AL cert number 21014.
Welcome into the hottest and coolest game show around called The Freeze. Today's contestant, Bob. Bob, can you tell me the heating and air business that provides free service with repair?
Is it Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
Can you tell me which heating and air business provides free second opinions?
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning.
You are a grand prize winner. You have won a visit from the #1 heating and air business in the Tennessee Valley.
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
That's right. Talent Heating and Air is coming to you.
This is Thomas with Talent Heating and Air Conditioning, and you don't have to win a game show to use us. We have free second opinions year-round, and we're doing free service calls with a repair. So just remember, call Talent Heating and Air Conditioning at 256-503-4490 or visit us on our website at talenthvac.com.
Isn't the story of the prodigal son an amazing story? Basically, a rowdy boy who literally wished his father dead, ran away, and consumed his wealth with hard and fast living. Yet the father looked for his return every day, and when the boy got tired of eating pig slop, he decided to return. What did the father do? As soon as he saw that boy, he ran to him, threw his arms around him, and killed the fatted calf for a great celebration. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of the Cross Point Church. If you're looking for a church home, come see us, smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison.
Now is your last chance to pay what we paid during the final days of employee pricing at Lynn Layton Ford in Decatur. I'm Bobby White, encouraging you to hurry in and lock in the same deal that our employees get on over 280 available new Fords. New Bronco Sport started under $28,000. New 25 Broncos starting at under $39,000. Or how about a new 26 Explorer starting at under $36,880? Or 26 F-150 Crew Cab 4x4s, they start at under $44,500. And with your good credit, you can get financing as low as 0% for up to 60 months on a brand new Mach-E. Remember, Lynn Layton Ford will never make you pay any dealer dock fees or ridiculous upcharges. This is an opportunity you can't afford to miss. You pay what we paid during the final days of employee pricing at Lynn Layton Ford, in the heart of Ford country, just a mile south of the Beltline indicator, or visit us online anytime at lynnlaytonford.com.
Hey golfers, Huntsville has a new place to play golf. The newest, nicest, and only multi-location indoor golf venue in Huntsville is The Golfus. For a limited time, you can grab an unlimited membership for just $99 a month. That's right, play every day for just $99 a month. Check it out. All the details are on thegolfus.com. That's The Golfus. 2 locations in Huntsville and coming soon to Madison.
At the Huntsville Sports Commission, we do sports. The Rocket City is your destination for world-class sports in North Alabama. The Huntsville Sports Commission brings elite tournaments, championships, and other exciting athletic events to our city. From youth leagues to national championships, we're driving tourism, boosting local business, and building a stronger, more active community. When you team up with us, we'll worry about the details so you don't have to. We do sports.
This summer, we make HVAC history as Sensagreen Heating, Cooling, and Insulation celebrates our country's 250th birthday. Happy birthday, America! In honor of crossing the Delaware River and kicking Cornwallis out of Yorktown, Sensagreen now offers $1,776 off new HVAC systems. Give me liberty and a new HVAC smart system this summer at Sensagreen with Brian. Whatever it takes, just like our founding fathers. USA! USA! USA!
Alabama license number 12705/52808.
We are a nation that has overcome. We are no strangers to adversity. It's because we've been through challenging times and always come through more capable than before. We are strong, over 300 million strong, and together we're at our best. Join us for America's semi-quincentennial. That's right, 250 years in 2026. Visit America250.org.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Thom Abraham here for my longtime friend Mike Owen of Owen Home Appliance. You know, Mike has over 25 years experience in the appliance industry, and since 2017, Owen Home Appliance has served customers in the Tennessee Valley with a focus on quality products, affordable prices, and excellent customer service. Owen Home Appliance prides themselves on community involvement as well, sponsoring local teams and events while making sure that you get the right appliance at the right price. Visit their highly interactive showroom in Lacey Springs, just 8 miles south of the river on 231. Back, Thom Abraham Show. Sounds like the boys added a little Throwback Thursday deal there. I don't know what the theme is. It's a good bump, though. Like it. A bad job by me. I went way overtime in that first segment, but now we get to talk to Justin Ferguson from the Auburn Observer. He's on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Ferg, welcome in, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Does it seem like the off season has gotten shorter and shorter and shorter? I mean, it's like the NFL almost. Like the news never stops coming out.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think definitely now with for someone like me who covers football and men's basketball, it was like spring practice at Auburn was later than usual. Auburn had, a pretty long season and then pretty stretched out kind of rebuilding process for the roster. And so, I mean, we still had news this week about that for basketball. And so, yeah, I mean, now you look up and media days is in a few weeks and we'll be getting going here real soon. So, yeah, it's a very short amount of time, much shorter than, what I used to remember.
Yeah. Talk about tell us about this kid who was drafted by Los Angeles by the Clippers, taken 57th overall. He was in the second round. How do you say it? Narcisse Ngoy, I would guess, or is that, am I close?
Yeah, Narcisse Ngoy. He's a very unique case. Now that European professionals are able to play American college basketball and maintain their eligibility, it created this kind of weird set of circumstances that allowed him to be drafted last night. Usually NBA teams in the second round, they can stash a player overseas, get their draft rights, say, hey, you might not be ready to play right now, but we'll have your draft rights whenever we think you're ready. We'll come sign you to a contract. And that's been fine. The weird part about it is that you're not usually able to still play college basketball if you get drafted. What happened here was Narcisse Ngoy was automatically entered into the NBA draft because of his age. There's a handful of foreign players that, you don't have to declare for the draft. You just automatically are eligible because of how old you are. So even though he didn't declare, he could have gotten drafted. He gets drafted late in the second round last night. The Clippers just say, hey, we'll take a flyer on him. We like his upside. We may want to beat people to the punch if he turns out to be, pretty good at Auburn next season. So he's still going to play for Auburn this year. He said that today. I talked to his agent last night. They kind of confirmed that he's still going to play. So it's just kind of very weird because, Euro guys haven't been eligible until recently. You can't declare for a draft and still maintain your eligibility in the NBA. So, but he didn't technically declare. He was just automatically eligible. So very weird, bizarre set of circumstances.
Yeah.
But the good news is that Auburn's going to, have one of their centers this year.
But he's obviously not over 24 years old, right? So, I mean, that's the other part with this new rule. I mean, yeah, he's eligible. How old is this kid? Is he 20 years old, 21 years old? What's the deal?
He turns 22 next month. So,
he's under the age limit.
Yeah. If you turn 22 before the start of next season in the NBA, you automatically draft him. It's sometime next month.
So he can continue to play. He could play his college basketball. Now the funny thing is a lot of people, man, this is weird. This feels weird. Those of us that have been around for a minute remember in 1979 that Larry Bird had been drafted by the Boston Celtics and played the entire year for Indiana State as a property of the Boston Celtics. So this is kind of the way it was. They used to have the draft and you could decide whether to go or not.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a sport that I don't know super well. But hockey has kind of the same setup. Like, you can be in college, you get drafted, you have your draft rights, and, whenever you're ready to come over, they'll come over. Like, that's the thing. So, yeah, it is strange. And, guys have been stashing Euro rights for forever, Euro player rights for forever. It's just now that, okay, now these guys can play college basketball. It's just a completely different thing. So, Ngoy got to be kind of the guinea pig to what they're calling these college stash players that these international guys are going to be able to do.
Now, will that apply to other sports as well? I mean, like baseball, for example. I mean, can you have a scenario? Because that would be really kind of good if you could draft a kid after his third year, but he could finish his college eligibility or something like that.
Yeah, I wonder how that is going to work because usually in college, it's like if you get drafted and you don't sign, you lose that spot basically.
Right.
Like you don't have to keep that. So I wonder how much that will change. Obviously, the MLBPA and the MLB are barreling towards a lockout, and they've talked about, redoing the drafts and all that for it. So it'd be very interesting. I think that would be a good move. I kind of like it. I kind of like, maybe the thought process of, some of these guys, if you draft a late round guy, in college, with these sports, and he's like, all right, I'm not ready to play right now. I got a little bit more eligibility left, but let me go ahead and get a spot in. Let me go ahead and get it, and you can continue to develop there. I think that would be a nice win, I think, for the pro game because these college guys get a little bit more time to develop.
I think that we might get this in football. Let's talk 5-5, the new rule with the NCAA that they've come out with that immediately there was a lawsuit filed by 15 basketball players. So there's two different things going on there. The lawsuit, I think, just to explain it for some people, the lawsuit specifically has to do with kids that are under the 24-year-old age limit because the rule is now you got 5 years from graduation or 5 years from your 19th birthday, whichever happens first. You got 5 years, and you get to play all 5 seasons. No red shirt, no anything. So there's 5 years of eligibility. to play. You don't have any limits on any of those years and so on. But there are a number of kids that have completed their 4 years of eligibility. They're under the age limit, and they have no eligibility left, and they're saying, hey, wait a minute, I should get to play my 5th year now, and I can't, and because they weren't grandfathered in. You wonder if ultimately the NCAA might capitulate to that and say, all right, we'll let you play your 5th year.
I could see them grandfathering those guys in. It's kind of the same thing with the COVID waivers, how they were like, eventually like, okay, all right, you're able to get in. You go. I do like the 5-and-5 rule though, because it's just pretty straightforward. There's no having to worry about red shirts or who does what or sitting out and all that, and just make it straightforward, make it kind of line up with kind of a normal college athlete's experience, and then just kind of let it play out from there. I think it gives teams a little bit more flexibility to maybe continue to kind of hold back and develop some of these guys. But yeah, it is something that I just I'm all for, even if you're not crazy about giving guys 5th years. I think it's better. I think this system's better than what we've had for a long time, not just here recently. For a long time, where it's just like, okay, did he get red-shirted and was a gray shirt as transfer, all that stuff. It was really hard to follow at times. So I think something real straightforward like that's a win for everybody.
Do they have to be in school, do you think? I mean, do they have to be, remember Carson Beck? It was like, I didn't even take any classes, and he played that 5th year as a quote-unquote grad student. I mean, I assume that this means that guys will stretch their 120 hours or credit hours that they need over 5 years, or maybe they graduate in 3 years and they're in, graduate school after that. I don't know, but I assume they have to be in school for that 5th year.
And I've seen guys in the past at Auburn, some of these guys who were like 5th and 6th year guys, they're working on graduate degrees. There was a guy one time that was like on his way to his doctorate at the time he started playing. And like, that's not a joke. He legitimately just had been in school that long. So yeah, I mean, I think that's understandable. Like, that needs to happen. If you're going to still make this college sports, if you're going to still make this the thing of like, okay, we're here to, give these guys opportunities outside of just athletics. I mean, I feel like that needs to happen.
Yeah, no, I agree. And also, I think it could be a good thing because guys are getting paid, maybe they'll hang around a little bit longer. We can get to, from a basketball standpoint, maybe they'll slow down one and done. And from a football standpoint, I mean, maybe we'll have players. If you love college sports, you got a kid that's coming out of high school, you kind of know you got him for 5 years. What I do wonder about is, what about the 27-year-old Australian punter? That's over, right? I mean, they're done. I mean, we're not going to get that anymore.
Yeah. No, that would be the end of that, and that's going to be very fascinating because I think this will be an interesting knock-on effect because so many teams in college football have just said, "Hey, we're just going to get an Aussie rules guy. We're going to get an Aussie rules pro. We'll use Pro Kick Australia or something like that and get them in." Now I think you're going to start seeing an uptick of, all right, here are guys who are American punters or at least young, getting these kind of young, maybe younger Australians who, maybe not, and not these established dudes.
Yeah, exactly. All right, man. Good to catch up with you. Sorry we were a little late getting to you, but always good stuff with you. Have a wonderful holiday next week and with the Independence Day. And we will, before you know it, SEC Media Days. Let's go.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, Tom.
All right. Appreciate it. All right. Let's grab a break. We'll come back, set you up for hour number 2 next. Tom Abraham Show.
You're listening to the Tom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
NASCAR Road Course Racing in Sonoma on Sunday. It's the Toyota Save Mart 350. Shane Van Gisbergen -160. Tyler Reddick, Connor Zillich both plus 850. Kyle Larson 9-1. And Ryan Blaney 14-1. In the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race on Saturday at Sonoma, SVG plus 105, Connors Illich plus 175, Brent Cruz plus 850, Austin Hill 16-1. Braves swept by the Padres yesterday. They're visiting the Giants tomorrow to open up a weekend series. The Braves are the minus 155 series favorite, Giants plus 125. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Ready to go all the way? Cheeseburger Bobby's Grand Slam will get you to home plate with money left in your pocket. Stop by Cheeseburger Bobby's now and get 2 tenders, 2 mozzarella sticks, a cheeseburger slider, fries, and drink for just $13. And if you really want to round the bases and save, get the Cheeseburger Bobby's Zone Deal. $50 worth for just $25. That's better than stealing home. The Cheeseburger Bobby's Zone Deal. On sale Friday at 977ESPN.com. Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
Have you tried indoor golf yet? You need to check out The Golfus. The Golfus is Huntsville's newest, nicest, and only multi-location indoor golf venue. Spend an hour on the virtual range working on your game or play more than 2,000 golf courses. Our grand opening pricing makes us the best value in town. And if you really love it, grab a limited time, unlimited golf membership for only $99 a month. Get all of the details at thegolfus.com.
In the market for a new or used car? Look no further than Hyundai of Decatur. With a large inventory of new, used, and certified pre-owned Hyundai models, Greenway Hyundai of Decatur is here to service all of your Hyundai needs. Come visit our exceptional service department as well. With state-of-the-art facilities and a caring team of automotive professionals waiting to service your vehicle, make Hyundai of Decatur your #1 choice for all your automotive needs. Give them a call today at 256-274-0279 or visit them online at greenwayhyundaiofdecatur.com.
This segment of the show is brought to you by Lynn Layton Ford. That's right. My good friend Bobby White is now at Lynn Layton, and I'm right there with him. And you know what you'll never find at Lynn Layton Ford? Some mysterious dock fee that can be like $600, $700, or $800. The price you saw advertised is the price you'll pay. That's the Lynn Layton way. You see, transparency is important in buying these days, and that's what you get at Lynn Layton Ford in Decatur. I made the move, and so should you, to Lynn Layton Ford. It is everywhere now. It's everywhere.
You know what kind of goes with this song?
Budweiser? I don't know about that. The William Tell Overture? No, it's everywhere. There was a Norwegian Lines commercial, a cruise line commercial, Norwegian cruise line commercial that was on the TV the other day, and it's got the Freebird in the background. It's everywhere. Everywhere. So, John, I'm like looking at accessorizing. I love accessorizing my truck. So I'm looking at like the different accessories that I want to get for the new Lynn Layton Ford F-150. And, I love those chrome letters that go in the back, that go into where it says F-150. So I'll be doing that again.
No, not the chrome. With a great truck like that, with a great
the mirrored,
with a
the mirrored, you know what I mean, the mirrored.
I know what chrome is. with a great truck like that.
They look beautiful on that truck.
I get
the truck's
that.
metallic silver.
With a great truck like that, metallic silver truck like that, you don't want to put chrome on silver. That's when you get matte black.
No, you're going to love it, man. It's going to look. I'm talking about it right in the indentations. I don't do that.
Matte black.
My question is, oh, matte black. Ooh, I wonder if they make them like that.
They do.
Oh, no. Now I got to, I'm going to have to run it by my fashion designer, which is your mother. I'm wondering, I think I want to put a gun rack in. No, I want to put a gun rack in I've got a couple of fishing poles that break down that I like to carry for just if I'm doing something like if I'm going down to the river or doing a little kind of light duty fishing. And I always stick them in the back there and they wedge them in there and they always get messed up. And I'm thinking about a gun rack where I could put a couple of rods and then I could also hang a hat. You know what I mean? Because I stick the hat on the headrests. And so you think they got them in matte black?
Oh, they definitely do. And if not,
I gotta go.
Easy to
I gotta go to my accessory place. Yeah,
you got it.
Let's check it out. All right, Jeff Diamond is coming up next. We're going to talk some NFL football with him right after this on the Thom Abraham Show.
Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com. By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Hey folks, Arthur Seed, managing partner at University Kia, letting you know we are proud supporters of Alabama and Auburn football. Swing by University Kia today and check out our huge selections of brand new Kias, including the spacious Telluride 8-passenger SUV, the slick new K5, the sporty Kia Seltos. We've got perfect cars for every lifestyle and budget. Visit universitykia.com to view all our amazing offers and get pre-approved amenities, because we want to see you in a Kia. Roll Tide, War Eagle.
Thom Abraham here for my longtime friend Mike Owen of Owen Home Appliance. You know, Mike has over 25 years experience in the appliance industry, and since 2017, Owen Home Appliance has served customers in the Tennessee Valley with a focus on quality products, affordable prices, and excellent customer service. Owen Home Appliance prides themselves on community involvement as well, sponsoring local teams and events while making sure that you get the right appliance at the right price. Visit their highly interactive showroom in Lacey Springs, just 8 miles south of the river on 231.
The Orthopedic Center. It's in the name. TOC, the premier choice for all your orthopedic needs. With over 40 physicians and 20 centers of excellence, TOC is the name to trust for complete, expert orthopedic care. And that word center, we mean it. With more than a dozen locations across North Alabama and the Tennessee Valley, TOC is in your community whenever you need us. As the state's largest orthopedic practice, TOC is built on trust. Trust we've earned with every patient we serve. You can see that trust on the field, too. As the official sports medicine provider for the Huntsville Havoc, Huntsville City Football Club, Oakwood and Alabama A&M universities, thousands of athletes and coaches count on TOC to keep them in the game. From student athletes to unexpected injuries, our urgent ortho clinics offer prompt, expert care. No appointment necessary. So remember, when it comes to your health and mobility, trust the name that says it all. TOC, helping you live a better life.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
NASCAR Road Course Racing in Sonoma on Sunday. It's the Toyota Save Mart 350. Shane Van Gisbergen minus 160. Tyler Reddick, Connor Zilic both plus 850. Kyle Larson 9-1. And Ryan Blaney 14-1. In the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race on Saturday at Sonoma, SVG plus 105, 75, Brent plus 850, Austin Hill 16-1. Braves swept by the Padres yesterday. They're visiting the Giants tomorrow to open up a weekend series. The Braves are the minus 155 series favorite, Giants plus 125. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This segment of the show is brought to you by my good friend Mike Owen at Owen Home Appliance. You know, I've known Mike for over 20 years, and no one knows the appliance business better than Mike. And he's always there to help support whatever we are doing on the show. And they've got all the major brands like Maytag, GE, Whirlpool, Electrolux, Speed Queen, and more. Visit the interactive location in Lacey Springs, where you can try the washers and dryers before you buy them. Owen Home Appliance Center. Quality products, quality prices, quality service. Owen Home Appliance.
You need to be more like a dog.
Like what you guys are doing. You've got your fingertip on the pulse of your listeners. You guys know what they're talking about.
Be a dog.
God bless the show. You are the Messiah.
We need more dogs.
This is the best show on radio.
The big dog, Thom Abraham, is here with you.
Hey, I see you, dog.
So settle in and get your bark on.
That's my dog.
Now live. Here he is, the big dog.
Let's go, baby.
Thom Abraham.
How you doing? 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 Look, I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
Do you know who I am?
I mean, that guy sounds like El McPherson farting into Miles Davis' trumpet.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond? Get off my elbow.
I have to drag my Yankee ass out of here.
And welcome in on a Throwback Thursday in the doghouse. Throwback music throughout the show today. The guys are having a little bit of fun with that. I still am not sure if there's any kind of a theme on that whole thing, but we're kind of bumping around, covering a number of different topics as we wrap up the sports year, as far as I'm concerned. This week is the end of the sports year. The new sports year begins July 6th, and I will be off all of next week, and it's kind of like the end of the year vacation. It's my anniversary, and that's when we disappear into the mountains of North Georgia. And this is not one of them working vacations. This is to turn the phone off, kill everything. Now, I will do some cleanup work in my computer during some relaxing dead time out on the porch overlooking the Blue Ridge Mountains. I will do some of that because I'm a little bit neurotic. You may or may not know, but it's it's basically the end of the year vacation coming up next week. Now, we do welcome in a new audience listening on Nashville Sports Radio in Nashville and in Murfreesboro to go along with our friends at 97.7 ESPN in Huntsville and ESPN Winchester and Winchester, Tennessee as well. And joining me now, a guy who does a tremendous job. I've known him for, oh my gosh, now it's going on, 2007 is when I arrived there and started working with Jeff Diamond. So we're closing in 19 years now next month that I've known Jeff Diamond. Ed is just crazy. He joins us now on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. 19 years, Jeff. Are you kidding me? Is that right?
That's about right, Thom. And happy end of the year, right?
Yeah, it feels like end of the year because now the college season, the college school year is done. The baseball championship is named. The NBA and NHL playoffs is over. We've got our ongoing baseball. We got the little soccer tournament that's going on as well. But we're in that little time here. We get this holiday, Independence Day 250, and then after that, we have high school media days, and then SEC media days, then the NFL camps open, and then the college camps open. Then it's August. We've been preseason football, and we're gone. I mean, it's on like Donkey Kong. So it feels like this is the little gap where we take a breath.
You're right. I feel like when the NBA and NHL are done and Major League Baseball is kind of settled in. The World Cup's going on, as we said. Really rock our boat too much compared to football season and college and NFL and high school. And then, of course, we'll get into the fall and everything will kind of start all over again. So, yeah, I kind of agree with you. It's a little bit of a period, a quiet period. And in the NFL, it's really the dead period after OTAs and mini camps. And then the coaches and the players head out on vacation basically for a month. Although there are some players that stick around, and it's interesting up here in the Northland that Kyler Murray, who has been questioned often about his work ethic, and he said, no, I'm going to stick around and work on Kevin O'Connell's offense and try to master that complex offense. So he says he's sticking around up here in the Twin Cities over this dead period. I don't know who he's going to talk to. I guess maybe one of the assistant quarterback coaches will hang around with him or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe O'Connell will pop in from time to time. But I guess it's a positive from the standpoint of the Vikings thinking that Kyler Murray could become their guy, because he did have kind of an uneven minicamp performance, threw a couple of picks the first day. Then he was complaining about the number of reps he was getting, which sounded like he's making excuses. So if indeed Kyler Murray's hanging around, that's a good thing for the Vikings before they head into training camp. And then the quote-unquote competition between he and J.J. McCarthy kicks off.
Yeah, and if McCarthy's hanging around, then he definitely needs to hang around. I mean, that's going to have to be part of the deal as they compete there. There are competitions that are going on all over the place. There's been some talk about, we overreact to all of this stuff, though, from the mini camps and the OTAs and so on. Talk about Ty Simpson and, whether or not Stetson Bennett is holding off Ty Simpson as QB2 there, and he hasn't looked good and everything else. And it's like, my gosh, the limited amount of time that these guys are actually on the field and what they're doing in their underwear. Yeah, they got a helmet on. That's about it. And, it's like, man, we're making a lot of decisions and so on. And maybe that's just a media thing.
Yeah, I think it is. I think there's a lot driven by that. And the NFL office also loves to stay in the news. We know that, which is why there are all kinds of events on the NFL calendar that never used to take place. And of course, it starts with the offseason and getting ready for the draft. And the combine was always there, but it was never built up and on NFL Network and all that. And then you immediately go into pro days, and you go into the draft, and free agency precedes that. And so the NFL finds a way to stay in the news clearly. And schedule release never used to be that big a deal, but it is now, and international games. So yeah, it is kind of what happens in the sports world as these leagues and teams try to jockey for content. And because one of the things that is so different, as you and I both know well, is just the competition for the entertainment dollar. And it's changed so dramatically compared to when I started my NFL career. And we didn't have all the streaming services. We didn't have all so many concerts that were going on all over the place. And so it's just, there's tremendous competition, so many sports leagues, so many more sports leagues. And I think that makes it kind of part and parcel for the NFL that they want to stay in the news. But this is a period where it does become quiet. There are a few quality players still out there in free agency, the Clowneys of the world, and Hassan Reddick and Joey Bosa. Now we hear he may be done. Stephon Diggs is I believe, still out there. So there are some players that are going to get signed, but probably not in the next 3-4 weeks.
Yeah, Jeff Diamond with us here. Of course, the big news that came out a couple of days ago was that the NFL said, no, we're good. No supplemental draft this year. And they just it felt like they didn't have enough time to really vet Brendan Sorsby. And you remember one of my comments was, or thoughts was, is that if I was advising a kid, I'd tell him to just work on himself, get his life straightened out, go into draft. There'll be buzz for him in April. I really believe there'll be buzz for him in April. I don't know if it makes sense for him to jump into UFL and play there. It makes sense for the UFL maybe to try and get him. That would give them a little bit of added eyeballs and so on. So I don't know what will happen with him there, but there's no place for him to play unless a Canadian team wants to take a shot with him. And I don't know that that's a smart thing for him to do at this point in time. I think the kid needs to get his life straightened out. And you know how time heals all wounds. And if the NFL teams start vetting him and they determine that he's got his head on straight, now he's going to be thrown into that mix, which it looks like is going to be a really good quarterback class next year. And I think he'll end up being right in the middle of it.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you, Tom. I think that would be the best course for him, would be just to sit out this year, collect his NIL money from Texas Tech or whatever he's doing there, and just, as you said, make sure that his addiction, his gambling problems are behind him, and document it, prove it to the league, and prove it to the teams, and just work on himself over this period of time, and then get himself ready for the 27th draft, which is what the NFL essentially told him in their statement that hey, come on back in 27 after we have a chance to vet you. But it sounds like Sorsby and his attorney, Jeffrey Kessler, don't quite agree with that at this point. We'll see. But Kessler is making noise like, okay, we're going to make a pitch to the NFL Players Association to file a grievance that this is illegal, that they can't restrain him from employment without due course, and that it's not allowed under the collective bargaining agreement, which I don't know about that. But so I don't think this is done. I think that we're going to hear more from the attorney and filing a lawsuit against the league, potentially filing a grievance with the NFLPA on their behalf. But then the NFLPA has kind of an interesting predicament because Sorsby is not a
member,
dues paying member yet. And so if they help him, they could be costing one of their dues paying members a job. It's kind of just a very convoluted, crazy situation. I agree with you. I think the best thing for him is to sit it out. But then again, I think what he's also thinking is, do I really want to be part of that quarterback class next year when I've got Arch Manning, Dante Moore, saying I got all these guys, Sellers? It's going to be a really ballyhooed class. But yet we've seen classes where there have been 6 quarterbacks in the first round. And so why not? Why not wait? Why not rattle the cages of everybody from college football to pro football? Just sit on the sidelines for a year.
Yeah. There's no. Look, the reality is that well over half of the starting quarterbacks in the NFL weren't first rounders anyway. I mean, you get a lot of first rounders, but you half of the first rounders bust. And what would it be the end of the world if you got drafted in the first 10 picks of the second round or something like that? And somebody gets a guy that they can develop. That's going to be the big thing. The bigger issue is going to be the question did come up. And I always feel like this is the Kyler Murray issue. The question did come up as to whether or not he was all in and fully committed to football, whether he loved the game the way a quarterback in the NFL has to love the game it's all consuming the amount of work that they put in and so on. That's more damning than anything else. If they get a sniff, these GMs and scouts and so on get a sniff of the fact that, maybe he doesn't really love it. Now you're looking at Josh Rosen, you know what I mean? And that's a bigger problem than anything else. Yeah,
it certainly is a big problem. I'm not sure it's bigger than gambling because that's the extreme no-no in the NFL and all pro sports leagues. But
yeah, you can recover. You can recover from that, but you can't recover from if you don't love the game. If you don't love the game, you don't love the game.
No, and you think about Kyler Murray and that whole situation in Arizona when they wanted to put a clause in that he has to study, he can't be playing video games all the time, and that was crazy. And they eventually had to pull that out of the contract negotiations. But that's kind of followed him everywhere, and which I think makes it interesting that now Kyler Murray has said, "Oh, I'm going to stick around here in Minnesota. I'm going to work on the playbook. I'm going to be ready because he knows that he's got so much at stake on a 1-year deal. And if he's going to get another $50 million a year deal, he's going to have a big year. And he's got a great supporting cast to try to do it, led by Justin Jefferson. But is it just lip service that he's saying, or is he really going to do it?
Yeah, we'll see how that works. Jeff Diamond with us here. Big news in the college game is that this 5-and-5 rule was passed, where these guys got, they 5 years from the time you graduate high school or your 19th birthday, returning college sports to the college age student. But between NIL and 5 years of football to play, I think it's going to be very interesting. I think you're going to have guys pumping the brakes on running to the NFL to get paid because I got to, feed mama, when they might be making $2-3 million a year playing college football. I think there'll be stability there. And I think it gives the NFL, who loses in this? Maybe the UFL or any other spring development type league, because it'll give the NFL really an opportunity to let those guys continue to develop before they come up. My question is, we're seeing a scenario in the NBA where a player can get drafted now and then can finish off his eligibility in college. We just saw an Auburn player who's going to continue. He's going to play for Auburn next year, but he was drafted by the LA Clippers, and he'll be property of the Clippers. And when he's done with his eligibility, he'll be able to report to the Clippers. You wonder about that scenario in football. Do you ever think that we could see a scenario where these guys would be eligible for the draft after their third or fourth year, and they could finish playing in college, even though they're the property of the Arizona Cardinals, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I think that's very possible. And as you said, the dynamic that's changed is that these kids are getting paid. And the fact that they can stay in college, and a lot of them want to stay in college, have that experience, and be that much more physically and mentally ready when they get to the NFL, and they're getting paid. And so from the standpoint of working for an Asian firm, which I do, I really applaud this scenario, because it obviously we represent a lot of players under NIL, and with the strategy that will probably carry them through when they get drafted. And if they're that much better players and stay in college that much longer, I think that's great. If you're there for 4 or 5 years instead of coming out after 3 years. Now, if you're a special talent, then that's different, of course. But if not, then I think it's a positive that they mature, as I said, physically and mentally.
Yeah. One of the other stories that's floating around is Diana Rossini, Mike Vrabel story just won't go away. And now there's talk about what was being communicated between the two of them, pillow talk, if you will, or bar talk, whatever it was. Nobody knows what that relationship was like, but was she involved in any kind of insider information on the Julio Jones to the Titans, the trade from the Falcons to the Titans? And it's just it's got a life of its own. It's going nuts. The one thing I would say about it is that, and you could verify this, there are a lot of reporters that have relationships with coaches and GMs that aren't, just because this is a woman and a man, it becomes a different kind of a seedier type of deal. But the reality is, isn't it, that there are a lot of reporters that have little, insights and so on and so forth, and a lot of coaches and a lot of GMs that work those angles with those relationships they have. That isn't unusual, I wouldn't think.
No, it's definitely not, and I think that's where the top reporters or commentators have that connection where they can get information, whether it's kept confidential as far as the source or whatever. But there are all kinds of leaks that go on. It's just, again, it's part of the change in pro sports in the NFL compared to many, many years ago. It's just there's so much more reporting, so much more digging for information, and that comes out. And as you said, there are relationships that these people have that have worked together for many years or covered teams. And so, yeah, I think that whole Vrabel Rossini thing is kind of blown out of proportion.
Yeah, I would think that it is as well. Finally, the one call, this is the dead period, as you said, in the NFL. This is kind of the quiet moment, but it's not the quiet moment for the GM or the head coach that gets that phone call that's got a player in jail. And look at this. Terrion Arnold story is absolutely crazy from the Detroit Lions, former Alabama Crimson Tide player facing multiple felony charges now, was arrested yesterday in Tampa in connection with a robbery and kidnapping story all the way from February. This has been hanging over his head. And now, they're like, he's the ringleader of this thing. I mean, this thing literally could end up with him being life in prison. I mean, that's how bad it can be. And, man, that's got to be the worst call when you get outside of a player getting injured in a car accident or something like that. You don't want that. But, man, I would imagine these several weeks, between now and camp, you don't want that phone call that you got to send somebody down to the jailhouse to bail out one of your guys.
No, definitely not. And I was fortunate not to have that kind of a call very often in my career. It happened occasionally. And I remember one day when we got the call on the late Steve McNair, love Steve McNair. I got the call that he had the DUI in Nashville, and he half hour later was in the office with Jeff Fisher, Floyd Reese, and myself talking about it and very apologetic. But yeah, those are the kind of calls you don't want to get. And again, we always caution the players from our agent firm standpoint and as a team executive, always talk to the players about making the right choices on and off the field, and that it's life in the fishbowl as a professional athlete and an NFL player. And people are watching you, people have cell phones, and you're not going to get away with anything. So you better be careful. And yeah, the Terrion Arnold's story is just bizarre, and we'll see how that one plays out. But it is a big concern. And this time of year, this dead period, always seemed like the time when a lot of stuff happened, when players go back to their hometowns and maybe get into situations they shouldn't get into. And so it's really important. And as I said, players have to be very aware of what can happen.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Jeff Diamond has been our guest. Jeff, we appreciate you so much. Great stuff as always. I will be off next week, but I'm sure that the guys will want to reach out to you and get you in on the NFL. But I appreciate you as always, and I personally will talk to you after the Independence Day holiday. Enjoy, Independence Day 250. That'd be pretty good. I remember the sesquicentennial like it was yesterday. I think I was 13 or 14 years old. And, man, I remember that thing, and it was all of a sudden we've got this thing. I don't even know what they call it. And I was like, wait a minute, didn't we just turn 200? Now we're 250.
Well, you have a great vacation up in the mountains and whatever you're going to do, catch some fish or whatever you're going to do up there on a stream.
Play a little golf, man. I'm going to Old Tacoma Farms. I'm going to play a little golf up there, man.
That sounds good. Play a little golf. That sounds great. You take care. All the best to you and your family. We'll talk in a couple weeks.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
It's coming, man. It's coming.
It's coming. It's coming. I feel it. I feel it. It's coming. When I remember about the sesquicentennial, John, 200th anniversary, it was obviously July 4th, 1976. I was 15 years old, actually. July 4th of 1976. Our family business, which I was not in at that particular point in time, the family business, my dad was embroiled in some heavy-duty negotiations with the Teamsters Union in New York, headed up by Angelo Mezzaraca, and the Teamsters Union, and it had gotten very contentious, should we say? His people and the Teamster Union people and everything else. And all of a sudden at about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon on Independence Day, 1976, we get a phone call. My dad gets a phone call, not on a cell phone. There was no cell phone, that his building was on fire. And so we immediately get in the rig. I jump in the Continental Mark IV with him, and we drive into the city. We lived outside this. We lived on the lake, and drove into the city to where the building was, the construction yard was, and the building was on fire. I mean, it was like a 3-alarm fire. They had a different thing, and later they determined that the place was firebombed, that was intentionally started. Never really nailed it down, but everybody kind of assumed that it had to do with the negotiations with the Teamsters. And that's what I remember about the sesquicentennial, John. The firebombing of my father's business.
Well, hopefully something similar doesn't happen for
No.
250.
No, we wouldn't. Well, we're not in that business anymore, so those things don't seem to happen. I don't know. Those things haven't happened for 30 years anyway, 40 years. What's that? There's a lot more to the story, but we'll leave it right there. All right. We'll get a break. We'll come back. If those of you don't know the Terry and Arnold story, I mean, this is an incredible story. I'll give you some more detail on that when we return. Also, phone lines go open, 256-576-4977. We'll get you into the show. I have a story as well. Umpires are in decline at the youth level. Umpires are in decline big time at the youth level, which ultimately will impact. Nobody becomes an umpire when they're 30 years old. They usually come through the system. You know, you start out as an umpire as in youth and so on and so forth. And it's gotten worse and worse in terms of the parents, in terms of sportsmanship. There was a huge fight in Arkansas at a U13 softball game. Under 13 girls playing in a summer league softball game over a foul ball call, where the umpire said it was a foul ball, and the next thing you know, there's pushing and shoving. Umpires, the manager, a parent that had come out of the the crowd. It's getting worse and worse, and now 69% of umpires say that sportsmanship has worsened. It's worse than ever. It was an under 13 girls softball game. What are you doing? I mean, anything other than, come on, Blue. That's it. That's it. And these were actual umpires. This wasn't like a kid, you know what I mean? Like if it's a T-ball game, you got some 15-year-old kid from the high school doing it. That's different. This was a U13, so they're just competitive. The regular umpires, they're making $50, $60 for the game. Something like that. And if it's a bad call, believe me, I was a parent of athletes. All my kids were athletes. I was a parent, said it many, 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 many games. The worst it would get is, oh, come on, Blue. And that's it. You leave it at that. Not now. Now people are fighting. Anyway, that's out there as well. All right, we'll come back. Phone lines are open next. Thom Abraham Show.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
NASCAR Road Course Racing in Sonoma on Sunday. It's the Toyota Save Mart 350. Shane Van Gisbergen -160. Tyler Reddick, Connor Zillich, both plus 850. Kyle Larson 9-1. And Ryan Blaney 14-1. In the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race on Saturday at Sonoma, SVG +105, Connor Zillich +175, Brent Cruz +850, Austin Hill 16-1. Braves swept by the Padres yesterday. They're visiting the Giants tomorrow to open up a weekend series. The Braves are the -155 series favorite, Giants +125. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
When you're craving a juicy, made-to-order burger with all your favorite toppings, it's time to head to Five Guys Burgers and Fries. Fresh, never frozen, hand-formed patties, crispy, fresh-cut fries, savory hot dogs, and topped off with an ice-cold real milkshake. Five Guys knows what you like. Come and get it in Huntsville on North Parkway and on Enterprise, and in Madison on Moonshot Drive and Highway 72. Order online at fiveguys.com or just walk in. Five Guys. Perfection every time. The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Now is your last chance to pay what we paid during the final days of employee pricing at Lynn Layton Ford in Decatur. I'm Bobby White, encouraging you to hurry in and lock in the same deal that our employees get on over 280 available new Fords. New Bronco Sport started under $28,000. New 25 Broncos starting at under $39,000. Or how about a new 26 Explorer starting at under $36,880? Or 26 F-150 Crew Cab 4x4s, they start at under $44,500. And with your good credit, you can get financing as low as 0% for up to 60 months on a brand new Mach-E. Remember, Lynn Layton Ford will never make you pay any dealer dock fees or ridiculous upcharges. This is an opportunity you can't afford to miss. You pay what we paid during the final days of employee pricing at Lynn Layton Ford, in the heart of Ford country, just a mile south of the Beltline indicator, or visit us online anytime at lynnlaytonford.com.
Hi, this is Wes Neighbors. I'm here with Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Sam, tell the folks about Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Hey Wes, our company Fleming Roofing and Restoration specializes in commercial and residential roofing and repairs. I'm a fifth generation Huntsvillian, and our family's been doing construction business in Huntsville area since 1965.
Sam, what kind of roofs does Fleming Roofing and Restoration do?
Our guys are skilled enough we can come out and address any kind of leaks or issues you might have on your commercial, on your metal roofing, on your shingles. We can do anything, and we can offer you a solution to repair it or we can replace it.
Well, you guys also do insurance restoration.
Our staff has 10 plus years of experience as insurance adjusters, and we really do know the inside and out of the claims process at Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Check out Fleming Roofing and Restoration online at FlemingHSV.com, or you can call or text them at 256-651-9440.
Hey Wes, we show up.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This segment of the show is brought to you by the Docs at TOC. You know, I'm always talking about these people that I've known and trusted in the Tennessee Valley for over 20 years. Well, my buddy Tom Perkins and the Docs at TOC certainly fit that description. And when my own family has needed an orthopedic specialist, TOC was the only call to make. There is a reason why almost all the schools in the region use TOC, because they are trusted and they provide the kind of care people need. TOC is the orthopedic center. It's right there in the name, and they're right there when you need them. So I think I figured it out. Westerns? Brilliant! Westerns?
Yeah, I haven't been able to get enough of them in, but yes.
Yeah.
Going Western.
Westerns.
Riding into the weekend.
There you go. Riding into the sunset.
Funny enough, though, I actually do drive a horse, so, you know.
You do. You are a Mustang guy. I'm hung up now, though. I don't know if I want the chrome letters or I want the carbon fiber letters.
Carbon fiber might be just as cool. I don't know how much weight reduction you really need on a Ford F-150 because they're not very aerodynamic, but regardless, those would look cool just the same.
They'd be, what do you mean weight reduction? They didn't weigh anything. Neither one of them weigh anything.
Oh, I mean,
they're just the decal. They're the decals that go inside where it says F-150 on the back.
I know. I guess if it's
they don't weigh anything.
If it's not real carbon fiber and it's just the look of carbon fiber, then it's not.
Yeah, no, they look like carbon fiber.
But if
wait a minute,
if it was carbon fiber,
confirm this fits your vehicle. Yeah, I'm looking at different things now for the rig. All right, you want to jump on board? You can. 256-5764-97.7 will get you into the show. The Terrion Arnold story is absolutely ridiculous. Police say that Arnold was a primary conspirator. Conspirator? Is that how you say it? Where 3 men were pistol whipped, held at gunpoint, and robbed. He's accused of coordinating and directing the co-defendants to lure 3 men to an apartment where the assault occurred, according to a release from the state attorney's office. Arnold turned himself in and was taken into custody. On Wednesday, he faces 4 counts of kidnapping and 4 counts of armed robbery, which carry a potential sentence of life in prison. This is Florida, man. They don't screw around there. He's scheduled to appear in Hillsborough County Court this afternoon. The state attorney's office said it would file a pretrial motion to keep him in jail until trial. And the date has not been set. That could be a long time until trial. According to the police investigation, the incident began after personal property belonging to Terrion Arnold and others was stolen on February 1st from an Airbnb that Arnold rented in Largo, Florida, and periodically stayed at with 6 co-defendants. Arnold and the other co-defendants and another individual reported property loss totaling more than $250,000. Arnold, according to Tampa police, suspected that 2 of the 3 victims in the kidnapping case were responsible for the Airbnb robbery. But investigators later determined that they were not involved in that deal. The state attorney's office in its release said Arnold orchestrated the kidnapping and robbery just hours after reporting the missing items to Largo Police Department. Dang. What the guy's doing? His agent, Denise White, of EAG Sports Management, said Arnold, quote, categorically denies any involvement in the matter underlying the allegations made against him and maintains his innocence. There's no credible evidence linking Mr. Arnold to these allegations. Instead, the government appears to be relying on testimony from multiple convicted felons who have admitted their own involvement and may have substantial incentives to shift blame in an effort to lessen their sentences. Mr. Arnold looks forward to his day in court and is confident that the judicial process will lead to his ultimate vindication. The Lions are aware, and they decline comment out of respect for the ongoing legal process. Dang. Crazy. LSU Lynch is up next. LSU Lynch, welcome in. How are you?
Oh, what's happening, Yankee?
You are.
Hey, I know you don't watch this soccer, but I do. But I'm going to say what, if you watched the Mexicans last night, that was a good game. Solid game.
They win?
3-0. They scored one right there with 92 minutes into it. So yeah, I mean they was all over them. They really
did they need that game at all? Was that just a deal where they were, because I know they were already through. They had already won their they had already won their thing. Now, I'm trying to figure out how the Americans will play this one tonight against Turkey, 8 o'clock on Fox. 9 o'clock our time on Fox tonight against Turkey at SoFi in L.A. I'm trying to figure out how to play it because they don't need the game at all. Turkey has lost both of the games they've played, and they're like ranked 35th or something like that in the world. The U.S. is now ranked 14th in the world. So the U.S. is favored, but who's going to, you know what I mean? Are you going to play everybody, or is this going to be a JV game?
Well, I think, too, before Turkey sucked, they all they had to do was, draw the game. Have just a draw on this game, and they were still, in good position.
Who, Turkey?
No, USA.
No, USA's done. No matter what happens in this game, they've won their group.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though, but before that,
Yeah. They've won the group no matter what. They're going to play, a third-ranked team out of one of the other groups when the knockout round begins. Look, This group, the U.S. should have won this group. I mean, this group, the other three teams in the group, Turkey, Australia, Paraguay, they were all ranked well below the U.S. So the U.S. should have won this group. Everybody's losing their mind. First time since 1930, they won back-to-back games. Yep. Well, they didn't have as many games. You know what I mean? They didn't have 48 teams. In 1930, they had 13 teams in the tournament. So I just got to pump the brakes a little bit because of the fact that we are supposed to win this group.
Oh, I'm digging it. Man, I've been out here having to deal with a damn post office on Clinton Street. You suck. So let me get that off. But a Throwback Thursday, you know who I miss calling in this time of the year because he doesn't do it like a few Paulie in the Cape. When's the last time we heard from Paulie in the Cape?
Football, you know. I mean, he bounces in everyone. I think he came in. He sent me some video of him in Vegas. So I saw that. I know he's listening. He just doesn't have any reason to call. If there's not a Friday trifecta or something like that, he doesn't call.
He don't. Now, come 60-something days from now, he'll be lighting it up.
Yeah.
He's good. He's good caller. He's good legend.
He's solid.
That's my 2 cents worth. Go LSU.
We'll have Future Fectas coming up. You know, when we return and the new year starts, we'll do the Future Fectas, the win totals in the SEC, win totals in some select other, Big Ten teams, win totals in the NFL, the AFC and the NFC. We'll get that stuff, all in there at that particular point in time. This, I honestly believe that the new NCAA rule change with the eligibility is a really good thing. I really think it is. At the end of the day, 5 years to play 5 seasons. There's going to be questions about what kind of there's only extreme reasons that you can get an extra season of eligibility. Military would be one. There are a couple of other things that would get you, an extra season. But for the most part, it's 5 years to play. No more redshirting. No more medical redshirt. You got 5 years to play 5 when you're 24 year age out. Now, what I don't know, I assume if you turn 24 during your 5th year or whatever year it is, if you turn 24, then you're done. But, the 25-year-old European player coming over to play, that's gone. That ain't going to happen. Now, if a player comes over from Europe and that is under 24 years old, he can still come over and have eligibility to finish out until he is 5 years removed from high school or 5 years from his 19th birthday. So he'll still have that. The interesting quirk is that with the NBA, if you're 22 years old, you automatically become eligible for the NBA draft. And college is saying, look, you're not going to lose your eligibility. So you got the Clippers drafting the French kid that's, committed to play for Auburn. The Clippers draft the kid. The kid says, I'm still playing at Auburn. He's 22 years old. He'll play at Auburn next year and then and the Clippers keep his rights. He doesn't have to go back into the draft. So there are things like that. Now, hockey is the only one that was having a problem with this rule because in hockey, they have a scenario where a lot of the players that play college hockey come to college hockey after they turn 19 because they go into these junior leagues and things like that, whether they're prep schools and junior hockey in Canada and stuff like that. So college hockey, including, by the way, the NHL and USA Hockey, strongly opposed the rule. They said it ignores the sport's unique developmental pipeline, that these kids come to college when they're 19 or 20 years old. So they did do a little bit of a adjustment to cover the college kid. According to the story, unlike other collegiate sports, hockey players typically spend 1 to 3 years developing in junior leagues or prep schools post-high school. And because the eligibility clock begins after turning 19, players spending multiple years in developmental junior leagues would lose seasons of NCAA eligibility before they even get on campus. And so there has been a little bit of change in it. There's a revision in it. Quote, following intense lobbying from the hockey community, the NCAA slightly altered the original proposal. The revision allows players graduating at 18 to play 1 year of junior hockey without losing any of their 5 years of collegiate eligibility. So if they graduate and they're 18 years old, okay, they can play junior hockey for a year, come to college at 19 years old, and still have 5 years of eligibility. So that kind of helps out on the hockey front. There are going to be other things that come up. Anytime you make a rule change like this, little things kind of pop their ugly heads up a little bit. It's like, well, what about this case? Oh, well, all right, we got to make an adjustment for that. But by and large, that's the way it works. By and large, that's the way it'll work. And our long national nightmare is over. Caleb Williams' attempt to trademark the word Iceman has been given to boot by the United States Patent and Trademark Office. They will not allow him to trademark the term Iceman. Wasn't George Gervin the Iceman? Wasn't Chuck Liddell the Iceman? The UFC fighter? Yeah, no. You can't be the Iceman. The Patent Office said these marks are identical in appearance, sound, and meaning. Who has ever thought of or called Caleb Williams Iceman? John, if I said to you, Iceman, Caleb Williams. What is, how?
I think Mr. Freeze.
Well, Freeze of what?
Well, I'm thinking like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mr. Freeze.
I understand it, but what's that got to do with Caleb Williams?
No, nothing.
All I think about Caleb Williams is his nail polish.
Freaking cold in Chicago. These people are very simple-minded. They think
is that what it is?
Iceman.
Why did he want Iceman? There's an Oregon-based footwear company that owns the trademark for Iceman as well, for its boots and boot liners. Williams had applied for trademarks in multiple categories, including clothing, that allowed the Patent Office to offer broad refusal to his trademark application. Why? I've never heard of Caleb Williams being referred to as Iceman. Lost himself. Can you gloss yourself?
No.
Can't gloss yourself.
Call him Icicle.
Like I glossed you, Grasshopper.
Ugh.
Ugh. I didn't gloss myself, Big Dog. The players did it when I was a college football coach. The kids started calling me the Big Dog. Like, oh, here comes the Big Dog. That's what they called me when I was coaching college football in the 90s. That's where that came from. I'm the Big Dog. No. Kids started calling me that. It stuck. Next thing you know, Doghouse. The show was the Doghouse, everything else. My very first radio show, John, was called Coach's Corner. It was originally called Coach's Corner. I wrote a column for a newspaper called Coach's Corner. I owned a business that was called Coach's Corner that did coaching apparel for coaching staffs, which I had built a relationship up with all these high school coaching staffs through recruiting for college. And so they started buying their gear from the Coach's Corner, which was my business. And then we did cheerleader uniforms, we did football uniforms, and that's what we did at the Coach's Corner. And it was a retail store as well. You could buy starter jackets. Remember the starter jackets? The satin starter jackets? I had 1 million of them at the Coach's Corner. So when I first had my first radio show, we called it the Coach's Corner because I wanted to promote my store. But people specifically, they call me the Big Dog. Let's get a break. When we come back, Bama Bud will take us to the finish line. We'll see what he's got to say next, right here on the Thom Abraham Show.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. I know your accident is the real thing, and they happen to real people.
I'm attorney Justin Lackey. There's a lot of talk right now about bigger, but when you've had a wreck, is bigger better?
I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. Do you want to be just a case number?
With offices in Huntsville and Scottsboro, we take the time to help.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Thom Abraham here for my friends at North Alabama Mortgage. Are you thinking about home improvements? Well, use your equity now and refi later. Or use your equity to eliminate consumer debt forever, then refi to a lower rate and shorter term when rates drop. North Alabama Mortgage can also help you if you're thinking about buying an investment property or a second home at the lake or the beach or in the mountains. We have great programs to make that happen. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com.
Hey golfers, Huntsville has a new place to play golf. The newest, nicest, and only multi-location indoor golf venue in Huntsville is The Golfus. For a limited time, you can grab an unlimited membership for just $99 a month. That's right, play every day for just $99 a month. Check it out. All the details are on thegolfus.com. That's The Golfus. 2 locations in Huntsville and coming soon to Madison.
Thom Abraham here for my longtime friend Mike Owen of Owen Home Appliance. You know, Mike has over 25 years experience in the appliance industry, and since 2017, Owen Home Appliance has served customers in the Tennessee Valley with a focus on quality products, affordable prices, and excellent customer service. Owen Home Appliance prides themselves on community involvement as well, sponsoring local teams and events while making sure that you get the right appliance at the right price. Visit their highly interactive showroom in Lacey Springs, just 8 miles south of the river on 231.
At the Huntsville Sports Commission, we do sports. The Rocket City is your destination for world-class sports in North Alabama. The Huntsville Sports Commission brings elite tournaments, championships, and other exciting athletic events to our city. From youth leagues to national championships, we're driving tourism, boosting local business, and building a stronger, more active community. When you team up with us, we'll worry about the details so you don't have to. We do sports.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, if you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This segment of the Tom Abraham Show is brought to you by Ross Roberts and his team at Valley Equipment Rental. And they have a brand new product for you. If you happen to be standing on a concrete or tile floor, Valley Equipment has the exact machine for you. Now, whether it's new construction or daily work environments or an area that's been neglected for far too long, the Valley Equipment team of experienced professionals can help you get the right floor scrubber or sweeper for your needs. Call Valley Equipment and ask them for more details on how they can help you out today. Good job by you. Throwback Thursday, Throwback Music Westerns is where he went. Let me knock these calls out. Bama Bud is up. Bama Bud, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great today, Tom. How about yourself?
I am fantastic.
Well, good. Hey, when you say Iceman, I only think of one person, Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer! Yeah, the Iceman. Yeah.
He was Iceman.
All right.
So I just thought I'd pass that along.
All right. Well, good. I appreciate that. Let me knock off. We were wondering. Thanks for the call, Bama. But we were wondering. Who was it? LSU Lynch said, "What happened to Paulie in the Cape? He's up last." Paulie, welcome in, brother. How are you?
Yep. Yo, what's going on? Just got back from Vegas. I'll definitely call tomorrow. You still have the 2-hour show, right? You're still 2 hours.
That's it. 2 hours. That's all I got. Yeah, 2 hours.
Yeah. So, but you start at 9:00 your time, right? So
I start at 10 o'clock. I'm 10 to noon Central, 1 to 3 Eastern. Those are listening in Nashville. You get just 1 hour. You get the last hour of the show.
But anyways, I'll tell you more about Vegas tomorrow on the Friday Trifecta.
All right.
And
give us a holler.
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Greatest Western movie of all time. Don't kid yourself.
Okay. It goes good, bad, and ugly.
Talk to you tomorrow.
All right, brother. Appreciate you. All right, that's going to do it for us. One day closer to picking up the Lynn Layden Ford F-150. Stoked for that. Until then, for the Grasshopper and the Bandyman, I am Tom Abraham. Have a great day, everybody.